Oh, baby, you ain't even ready. I thought you was ready. You moving around. Let's get this show on the road.
No, I
Shoot.
gotta move my chair. I'm sorry. I apologize.
That's all right. So let me change this around so I can put the light in. But go ahead, introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel. I'm Janelle from Janelle Journey, and this topic will be very interesting tonight. Sorry.
You gotta let us know, the studio is in
Oh
play.
my gosh, I'm
You all
feeling.
right?
I'm
What you
feeling.
doing? You falling? How you falling?
I'm
Here, let me give
outside
you some
your
room.
to
Okay.
your
Give you some
row.
room. She all over the
Oh,
place tonight.
thank you.
All right. Sorry we didn't make it last week.
We did. I did
Oh,
for
you did
five
a
minutes.
moment. Yeah, we were
Yeah.
supposed to have another live when we got back. But was in Cancun, Playa del Carmen, and I think she got a load of some the Montezuma's revenge done hit her a little bit. So she couldn't do what she needed to do. She was throwing up and in the bathroom. See, that's when you try to eat healthy. Your stomach ain't ready for all that. If you
Yeah.
do like me, you just eat unhealthy, eat all the junk food you want. And so when you go to Mexico and drink the water and all the bad stuff, it don't even
Coming.
affect you.
I was sick.
Oh, yeah,
I
she was
was
done. Lost about 13 pounds. But, it didn't affect me at
It
all.
was 10 only, but it's
Yeah.
okay.
But yeah, we are. So let's get this on so we can talk about how we raise this privileged kid.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right, looking good tonight.
Thank you.
Oh, that's good. Mm, that's real good. Ah, man. So what I want to talk about is since our child is only, man, she ain't even a year yet. And she already has about three passport stamps to her name. She's been all over. Like I said, she just came from Cancun, applied to Carmen. She's been to DR. She's been to a whole lot of different places, so she gets to raise it. My thing was, will raising a privileged kid actually affect or ruin them? What you think? I'll let you go first, and then I'm gonna answer.
I don't think so. I don't. I think how I can say it. We try to give to her the lifestyle we don't have, but with the knowledge that we don't want to spoil her. It makes sense to you.
Oh no, I don't. I want to spoil her.
You
I want to spoil her. Why not?
no,
Why don't I want to spoil her? There she go right there. Why am I gonna spoil that little girl? I'm gonna spoil her.
you will.
Oh yeah, she gonna get everything. Why not?
She's a daddy girl.
Yeah, we gonna see sunsets together. We gonna do it
Oh
all.
no, no, about those
No, I
things,
mean, but
yeah.
we gonna spoil her. Ain't nothing
Yeah,
wrong with
yeah,
that.
creating memories, of course. And like we want to take her, something that we agree was we want to take her to all the places we've been in the world, in the travel space that we've been traveling. I agree with that. Creating memories, yes, but spoiling to the point like cheating, or she will make think that she deserve everything and not working for, no. That's what I mean.
Oh, we didn't. Then we in the wrong page. Then yeah, that's.
What do you
Oh,
mean?
that's how she gonna get raised.
What do you
That's
mean?
exactly how she gonna
How
get
that
raised.
that she deserve everything, even she doesn't work for?
Yeah, probably like that.
How?
Let me show y'all this, and I'm gonna break this down, and here go the reason why. I'm gonna do this. I usually don't show these type of things, but I'm gonna show you something. Let me get rid of this over here. Remove, and remove.
Did I
So
need
I
my
grew.
glasses today?
No, you're not gonna need your glasses for
Okay.
this. But I grew up. I grew up in the hood. It was straight hood, man. It was, it was in the hood. We did all kind of things. But I remember getting cussed out by the store because I used to go on Saturdays to the free. On Saturdays you go to the grocery store. They give out the free samples. And shoot, rather be hungry. I got to get my free samples in. So I was taking as much as I could. That might have been breakfast for me. So I didn't grow up with all that. But I had the opportunity, and I'm gonna share this, to go to this school. Am I sharing? All right, yeah, I'm sharing. So this is the private school that I went to, and I just pulled up what they charging right now for tuition. This is what they charge. So if you can see this, upper class right now is charging $34,000 a year. This is not college. This is high school. $34,000 a year. When you become a senior, is $37,000 a year. This is where I got a scholarship to go. This changed my whole perspective on all of that. And people like, oh, did you go there? Oh yeah, brother. Not only did I go there, shoot, I was a 4-year letterman. Hey, I still got this. Hit my letterman award for wrestling. We won the state championship in football. All 4 years, I was a letterman in football and wrestling. So I understand, but here's the thing that, man, what it taught me. Rich folks ain't like poor folks, man. The way they think and what they do is not the same way. I was under this impression, and I think we all, oh yeah, I'm from Ohio. I was under this impression that you had to struggle. Like, oh man, you got to get your hood credibility. And for you to be somebody, you got to go through all this struggle. And when I went there wasn't no struggle. They didn't do that. I was grown up where it was like, oh, in the summer, you got to make this money. Go get the lawnmower, go cut somebody's grass, go find a job somewhere if you want to get something. I remember when I was 14 years old, I was working at a nursery because that's the only place that
You
would hire.
working at the young age?
Oh yeah, that's because I wanted this bicycle. Back then it was
Oh, that sounds like the guy came here and knocked the door for something
yeah,
to do.
he wanted to do something. So I wanted my bicycle. I was doing BMX tricks and I wanted that. My mom couldn't afford to give me a $350 bike back then. It's a bicycle. I was like, I want to do it. Only place that would hire me was like a nursery. So I think I was working this little nursery, doing something, making $350, $3.50 an hour. Wasn't really no money, but it's like, oh, it can build character.
I mean, I was 22 when I got my little first job.
It ain't build no character. When I went to that school, I learned the difference how privileged people behave and how others behave. They don't struggle. They don't teach their kids to struggle. They don't. And one thing they don't do is they don't want their kids to work. Why? Why am I gonna work for you? I'm gonna have my own business. They don't want to teach their children how to be subservient to someone else. If they're going to work, they're going to work for their business. They're going to work in a high privileged place where it's judges, lawyers, politicians, so they can be influenced. We grow up with this mind that, oh man, if I spoil you, if I give you too much, you're going to turn out bad. That's how they feel. They grow up with a mentality, and we don't have this mentality. They grow up with a mentality. Exactly. They grow up with a mentality that I deserve everything, that I'm going to get everything. And the reason,
but this is a different, and I agree with you with that. But I want my child to be strong without the struggle, but know that everything costs something. There is a sacrifice in life for winning.
No, why you got to sacrifice? Why you say that?
If you wanna be successful, you gotta go to college and you gotta sacrifice to get to your career.
But that's already done. And here go the thing. This is the poor mentality. The poor mentality is you think you got to work hard to get something.
For go to college?
Oh, you think you got to work hard?
I mean, work hard, but you got to put
you don't.
effort.
You don't. No, you don't.
How you know?
Why don't? I know this girl I went to school with that cheated her entire way through. She cheated everywhere. She ain't learned nothing. She didn't learn anything. Yeah, but and you know what she did?
But you cheating you cheating to yourself when you do things
no, she didn't. You know what she did?
What she did?
She got hired still at I think Google. She learned basically on the job. She interned at corporate places. See, we got this mentality, and I had it. Poor people are taught like that. Work hard. You're going to get somewhere. Then when I got to corporate, I learned that it's not like that. No, it's not like that. There's a thing that I had to learn, even from, let's see. Let me see if I can put this in, guys. That I had to learn from my boss. Or not even my boss's boss. When I went through this leadership program. It's the PI theory, PI and leadership. So if you don't know about this, learn about it. What is PI? PI refers to performance, image, and exposure. I was under the impression that it was all about my performance. Like I do a good job. I'm showing everybody I do great. And performance accounts for 10% of what you get a praise for, what you get a promotion for. It's all about your image, how people look at you, and the exposure that you get. If your name is always dropped in circles, you might not even be the best, but they dropping your name in circles. You're like, oh yeah, this person. Why? Like we have a friend, an Asian friend. She ain't this girl don't ever drink. She was like one of them homebodies. Every Thursday, they got a happy hour session with Cyber. And you know where she at? Every Thursday, out there drinking with them. And you know what she got? 2 level promotions up.
But she's very smart.
She's smart, but she don't do no work. She don't, because it's not about that. We have been magnetized to think that it's about how hard you work, and it's not about how hard you work. And so I learned that she don't have to work hard. You don't have to do that. Man, I had this dude on here. Where can I find him at? No. Oh, we lying. Here we go. We lying to our kids. I want you to see this. And this changed my whole perspective. That's why I said raise them privilege. What happens to all the dudes who think they make it? They got to go back to the hood because they embarrassed, so embarrassed that I made it, that I got to do it. My experience is not going to be her experience. There's nothing that a child, look, rich people ain't got to prove nothing. They ain't got no street credibility. When a rich kid write music, he ain't say, oh man, yeah, I had to go to jail to do that. This is that ghetto mentality.
Mm-hmm.
And when you move out of the ghetto and you start dealing with people that got real money, it's a whole, they ain't talking about their credibility is, oh, who did you intern for? Oh, what politician do you know? That's their street credibility. Ours is spoil them, all of that. So we grow up with this crazy mentality that you think, and I thought the same thing. You think that your hard work pays off. Hard work don't pay off. It's picked. And this gentleman tells you the exact thing. Let me see if I can get to it. We lie to our kids about success. Let's see. Go ahead, brother. Let's see. I should be able to pull this out. Yeah, I should still be able to see it. Yep. Let's see if I can play him right here. And y'all know this famous actor. But
years, right? And I've seen people go from nothing to the biggest stars in the world. I've seen people go from one role to winning Academy Awards and doing all this shit. And what I realized yesterday thinking about it, we're lying to our kids, dog.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a big problem in our community. We tell our kids that and this is fresh on my heart, like I literally just came to this conclusion last night. We tell our kids if they do right and they make the good grades and they go to the programs and they will become successful. If you work hard enough, your work will be paid off. And that's not true.
It's not true.
Success is given.
Yep.
It's not earned.
It is not
Because
earned.
you can be the most brilliant. If one person don't tap you, each one of y'all, there were people who could hit harder, who could catch better, who could run faster, but somebody said, you're the one. And the other 50 behind you fell off. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And because of that, I don't know what that emotion or that feeling is the scary thing. Because I went to all the programs. I've done Broadway, I've done off-Broadway. I've been in the business 24 years. I've been in 2 Academy Award films. I've done independent films. I've done major motion pictures. Now I'm Captain America. So now what?
Hold up.
And I say that because of this. I was that person. Hard work got to pay off. So what I'm going to do with my kid, I'm going to make her work hard. I'm going to make her strong. I'll make her get a summer job. I
agree with that.
But I'm going to make her get a summer job. She got to work. She got to do this.
No, because my parents, I cannot do something that my parents don't force me to do. So I never got to work. I decided to work when I was like 22. Yeah, that was my first job. And it was because a government job, they pay me very good and I can do my college and working at the same time. But even in my culture, we don't force the kids to do that. Like here, you hear about, oh, you got to leave the house when you turn 18. And when you, at your own age, you start working in a little part-time job in the summer. When the summer is supposed to be for fun, enjoy yourself.
But not even for fun.
Live with your friends
what you could do
and enjoy
is,
your time off or learning things.
Yeah, that's what they do. They don't look. When I go to places in the summer, just think about this. I want y'all to think about it. You go to McDonald's, you go somewhere in the summer.
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, wherever you go in the summer.
Yeah.
And when you see the 16-year-old kids, they working hard, they trying to make that money. You know who I'll never see there? I'll never see no Indian kids there. I don't
Oh no,
see,
because they send them to
yeah,
tech. It's cool.
they go to tech in the summer.
It's learning things. I agree with them.
You don't
Yes.
see nobody
Yeah.
in the suburb. Look, them kids that's in the suburb at McDonald's don't live in the suburb at McDonald's. They getting shipped there to work them jobs because the people who privilege, they say we're gonna put you somewhere else. When I went to that school, now the tuition wasn't that, but damn, it was at that time, it was still more than college. It was more than college. And the thing I was asking myself is why would a parent send their kid to this school where the tuition is more than college? Why? And then I started to think about it. And then I started to view it was all about access. It was all about access.
Yeah, because you build relationship.
Yep.
You meeting people that are in a higher level than you.
Mhm.
Your mentality changes, your circle changes, the people that you hanging around, even your action and decision change.
Let me tell you, I played sports. So yes, we did win the state championship because they had a good coach. But some of the you gotta understand, these was nerd dudes that wasn't doing anything.
But what's wrong with the nerds? The
no,
nerds
no.
always,
There was nothing wrong with the
okay.
nerds. This is what they would chant if they lost. They'd be like, "That's all right. That's okay. You're gonna work for us someday." I said, "God damn, what
That
the
was
hell?"
a little sound.
That was the song. If they lost, they'd be like, "That's all right. That's okay. You're gonna work for us someday." That was the mentality they had. So you telling me that? See, we think if you grow up in a Black community, you raise in privilege, that's something wrong. Oh, you spoil them. You need to grow up like that. That's the difference between wealth and not wealth. They put their kids in a position to make it. Or we in the Black community, oh, you got to get your hood card. You got to be credentialed. It don't happen like that. The difference is, let me see this dude. He talked about it. He talked about when Black people make it. When Black people make it, they always feel, yeah, here go my man. Let me get him on here. Let's see if I can get him. And it hurts my soul because we grow up with this mentality that's just crazy. Which one was he? Perspective? Nope. Yeah, here we go. Listen to this dude. He telling them how it is.
The kids in the suburbs want to be from the hood. The kids in the hood like to be from the hood. In other words, Black suburban kids are tricked into thinking that they're less than Black kids that are raised in poverty because they're less cultured, because being in poverty is cultured, instead of saying, wow, I have great opportunities, financial stability, access to education, better education, paved roads, right? All of these things that you take advantage of when you don't have access to certain things living in the hood, and you're lesser than or without. You don't see the other side of that. So we have commercialized Black pain and
Yep.
made it cool, because everybody knows that's the easiest way to cope when dealing with trauma, is to make light of it or to turn around and try to make it a positive to get through with it. But let's not forget that still is pain. That still is not equality. You know what I'm saying? Because you live in a hood and you can stamp it in a go-go or put it in a song.
My question is, why is it that a lot of people think it's wrong? And I'm asking the audience, a few brothers on the chat and people watching the review, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. You know, we're going to talk about this. We're going on our Tuesday thing, but we're going through a different journey. And I want to take y'all with this journey. I want to take y'all through this mentality, man, because I went through the mentality that I felt I had to go back to the hood.
You do?
Oh,
Why?
back then, because it was like either, I had to act hard. There was something I was missing out on, all that experience. The hood.
What experience you get from the hood?
Because we under the impression that you always have to be in the survival mode. That the more you struggle, you know, the
Oh, I
harder
hear
your
that.
life was, the better off.
The best success, the best
Yeah.
success you will become.
Yeah. Brother, look, I want to start, like when they say, oh man, you started at third base. I want to start at third base. Why I gotta struggle? And the problem is each generation we have always starts at zero, always started this struggle. Got to learn it all the way up. Pull yourself up by the bootstraps. You don't you don't gain generational wealth by that. So I don't believe that privilege will ruin it. Privilege, what you got the privilege to not have to work, or you get to choose your work. White people plan it out, man. People in privileged places, that stuff is planned out. We so behind the 8 ball. We so afraid. I'm gonna spoil don't spoil them. Why you spoiling your kid? That's the mentality that we have. Don't spoil them. Where their mentality is, they may play sports. When we as Black people play sports, that's our only way out. And I seen coaches fighting with the parents, the kids fighting with this. It's a different mentality when white people play sports. Or I won't even say white people. When people of means play sports, they get something entirely different out of it. They learn different concepts. They learn the leadership roles. They learn how to play within the rules, out of the rules, things like that. That's the privilege we have. But we don't. We don't get none of that. We don't take that opportunity. So why wouldn't you raise and spoil your kid? What do you think spoiling your kid is going to do? Make them weak? Why we all have this mentality that,
because
my kid going to grow
like,
up.
No, but the mentality is like about spoiling. Is it when, at least in my culture, when you spoil your kids, they are caprichosos, not humble. How you say caprichosos?
But you can still teach. You can still teach that.
Let me see.
And why you think showing that? I'm gonna show my man here.
Caprichosos.
Where there's a different perspective of how they raise their kids.
So to white people, but white people put their children. We put our children in the sports, and so do white people.
Mm-hmm.
But white people put their children in sports to extract the principles from it.
Exactly.
And we put our children in sports to become a professional at it. Because they're going in there to extract principles from it. If they don't make it to the NBA or the NFL, they take the sacrifice they learned, the discipline, the hard work, the working through fatigue, the teamwork, the categorization of personal life problems and still being able to perform a task. And they take that to their law firm or their insurance agency or their dental office, and they just take discipline over there with them and become great in that. But we got our mind wrapped up 100%. If I'm going to the league, I'm going to the league, I'm going to the league, I'm going to be in the NFL, I'm going to be, and if it don't happen, now you got a brother with a broken spirit. If you became proficient in any sport, you have a greater calling on your life, and you can take that discipline that you use and all the principles from it and go into anything and be a master.
And we don't take the principles from it. We don't extract it. Our privilege is entirely different. Our privilege makes me think we made it. That's when you say they're not humble, where it's like somebody owe you something.
Mm-hmm.
If you always grew up with, let's see. Like I remember when I would go to school there, and I see the dudes like with the Beamers.
With the what?
BMW, they call them Beamers. You know, I think back then it was like Saabs that was in the Saab car. It wasn't nothing. It was just normality. When you grow up with this mentality that you already hear, it was like that. It was just
because
an
you always
expectation.
want more, yeah.
But it was an expectation,
and nothing can fill your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference.
They already had it. It's like me. I felt like a fat kid in a candy store. Like I want this. I want this. It's like this is just normal. It's not a specific car. This is just the car we have because that's just the car we drive. Privilege. Get that out of your mind. So I know when you said, you know, you don't want our child to grow up privileged. Hell yeah.
No privilege. No, no, don't take me wrong, because we getting prepared for her future already. Like before she born, we start to put money in the side for her for college.
Mm-hmm.
Like when she born, she got her own account that we already been putting money into. So she don't going to working hard for those things that we have to work in for payoff, in life. I remember I decided to go to a public university because I refused my mom pay for my career, and I want to pay my career.
Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. And I want to pay my career on my own. I was a struggle on that, but I want to my career be something that I honor, you know what I mean? Like I don't need to be like give it those credits to nobody. So those things I know we already start. She been traveling to different places already. She's not even 21. All the toys that she have, the things we buy for her, those things we don't have it when we was a child, so, when we was growing up,
Mm-hmm.
Like I think Sunday we was talking about that. Like in my street in DR, I was the person the first half a bicycle, the first half like how you call the patines, the
Oh, riding horse.
the
Training wheel. Yeah.
training wheel,
Oh, roller skates.
roller skate, the patineta, the one you roll it with one skateboard. I remember I have a little horse. The people do a little line for getting in the horse. And it was my dad. Like my dad is spoiling me a lot, but he also teach me that I gotta own things. That they know everything was like easy to get. And in the way I say, oh, I gotta work for get things was like my grades. To entiendes this? I need to bring home a good grades. And if I wanna own, they take me to a trip, or they buy me something that I really like it. It wasn't like, oh, it's given to you because you are Janelle and I will give it to you. That wasn't the case. So I was spoiled a lot, but I have to working hard for like every week I supposed to finish and complete read an entire book. And it wasn't like, oh, I finished the book. I gotta have a sitting down conversation with my dad and talking about what I read, what the book was about, what I think about the book, what I learned about the book, and it was always like 5 to 7 questions. So when you say, oh, we in the wrong page, that's what I mean when I say she will grow with privilege. Yeah, privilege, because we are providing her things that we decide to give it, but we don't have to.
And I think the privilege is, for instance, she already got 3 stamps, and she not one. She'll probably get 3 stamps a year until she at least 18. So you figure that's what, almost like 50 something countries, 57 countries, 56. What can somebody see when you do that? What can somebody else come in and say, I'm gonna give you? I can take you around the world. I already been there. That's not impressed anymore. So I drive this type of car. Yeah, my dad got that kind of car. I've driven that since I was 16. I've ridden in it since I was this. Those things don't impress them. We always feel, and I'm gonna play these two people because for whatever it is, it's always this struggle, and I can't understand that. Somebody please explain it to me, because I had to go through it myself. Like the struggle is what made me. Oh, you as a rapper, I went to jail. That's what made me.
That's what the themes also, and they try to make kicks so a struggle that they break it. Then, are you agree with that?
It could be. I mean, it could be that. Also, what I feel is,
I don't have to break in you for make you strong. That's my mentality.
I want you to listen to these two because we these two, and just tell me what you think. Let me see if I can find these. All right, this dude to do it, and just tell me what you think. Let me start all over here.
That they struggle. Yo, that bro. No, when people do that, bro, I'm not gonna lie, it pissed me off. So I say, everybody wants to have a struggle story. Everybody wants to be relatable. Everybody, they come from privilege. They come from this. It's okay to be spoon-fed. like basically people that people that want to struggle, it's just like, look, your parents did a great job raising you. Be proud of that. Be proud of that. Be proud of who you are. Be proud of where you come from. I would love to have traded lives with somebody who was in the suburbs. I kid you not, bro. I was like, you know how it is when you a single parent household and you just trying to find things to eat. Yeah. And your mom say, hey, whatever's in the kitchen, try to find it. And I was just like, eating lettuce is like, dang. But if you could just come to your fridge and then go up to your cabinets and you got food, bro, that's a blessing.
Bro, like in suburbs,
exactly. So
like,
I'm curious that one, and I want to play one more, and then I want your comment on it because I grew up through
but
this.
one at a time.
No, I mean it's about this almost the same. So
Okay.
And this one you're gonna see, and this one is a little different because I think I talked to somebody online and they were like, oh, because my mother's white. And they're like, oh, you was raised this way. And after I seen this, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. I'm different than my friends because of the expectation. Let me see. Let me have this person do it. Let's see. All right. Oh, there we go.
What did you hear your whole life growing up with me?
You can't grow up in a white household because they don't understand your culture.
And what were your grades in school all year?
All A's and B's.
So what culture are you talking about? The one where she's supposed to be educated and learns how to be good in society and do all the things right? Is that the one?
Yeah, I think so.
What a terrible culture, right? What did you hear your whole...
Man. So that was that whole mentality. Oh, you can't understand the culture. What culture does she need to understand? What culture did they want her to understand? What culture in the Black did they want to understand? The struggle, to grow up hard. You don't understand how to be in jail. The white dad, like, nah. You grew up with A's and B's, straight A's. You're not struggling. That's the culture. Y'all got it twisted. Y'all raising kids out here to be these little beasts and these little workers. Oh, you got to go. Don't know how to resolve any type of conflict. Always want to fight. Why? The most powerful people in the world, you think they know how to fight? You think like somebody like Obama or Donald Trump know how to fight? But he the powerful, he can get you off in any second.
I don't know how to fight.
Oh,
So
yeah. But what's your opinion on that? Give me your opinion.
I don't know what to tell you.
When you talk about culture, you work at the schools, so
I don't like to touch those topics because the thing is that when you talk about culture, they don't take criticism in a positive way. Like, let me learn what she is telling me, what she's talking about, for I can become a better person. It's always like, oh, you attacked me. You attacked me because I'm this color, or because I'm coming from the hood or whatever. But you can come in from the hood and you can act in right. You understand? You can have an education and you can present yourself in a different way if you choose to. And nobody needs to know you coming from the hood. But they got the mentality that I come in from the hood and I need to show you, I need to prove you where I'm coming from. And that means be violence, that means be able to fight, that means don't dressing nice, so acting crazy at any time, explode, don't know how to regulate my emotions, or be the rude girl. And I hate that when I see pretty girls like that, young ladies, and they think the only way they can make it or can be noticed is acting rude and acting ghetto and acting crazy. And then the ones that try to act in a nice ways, manage their self, carry their self, being judged and picked. And getting in trouble.
You think you're too good. You think you're
and getting in trouble because they want to fight them.
You get good grades.
Yeah, I want to fight you.
You talk proper. You don't say X. You say ask. I mean,
But you
Y'all
know,
got it twisted, man. If you
yeah.
have a kid, you going to. I guess if you have removed yourself from certain elements, and especially if you're trying to work in corporate, and you start to analyze how wealthy people actually move, you understand that some of those things aren't the way. I just had a talk to one of my buddies who was doing YouTube. I don't know if you're
But
watching or
also,
not.
it's also.
Yeah,
It's,
you just kind of cut me off on my
I'm
comment
sorry.
there.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
I just had a
buddy.
conversation with him, and I said, man,
Sorry.
we were
Bobby.
talking about the direction of some of the YouTube channel. I got a different YouTube channel, and we were talking about some of the interviews we were doing and in the spaces we were in. And I said, man, we can't get nowhere in these spaces. This is just Pookies and Ray Rays. And he's like, yeah, I got to do it, get out. But I'm like, why are we even in it? What benefit or what credibility do you think we getting in there? It ain't money. It ain't fame. It's what? They talking about, the passport bros that go over here, the traveling. When the circles I'm in, they don't even know that. They're like, huh? We don't. When we look something up or we go places, it's for this. We're not even in those spaces, and those spaces don't make no money. That's just the hood things. It's crazy, but we always seem like we got to be there for whatever reason, and we make our kids think that you got to go through this struggle. You got to get this. Absolutely ridiculous, because other cultures who actually make money, who actually do well, their kids don't go through that.
No.
Their kids ain't going through that. Their kids are making it. So one formula has to work and one formula doesn't. And here's the thing. I really hope I can break this down. If you are successful because, let me look at this because I might have to cut this up into a short. If you are successful because of your struggle, because you had to work hard, you had to go through everything and break down, and you was dirt poor and you had to get there, you know what's going to happen? As soon as you make it, you lost it. You don't have the hunger anymore. It's always easy to take the poor kid and say, man, he poor, he hungry, because he don't want to be poor. But what happens when he's not poor no more? He's not hungry no more. So if your principles are to only get out of something because you poor, yeah, that's a great motivator until you're not poor.
I have a co-worker. They have his mentoring as well, and
He's mentoring.
he mentoring kids outside.
Mentor
kids outside or job, and he always. I heard 2 times he was telling this story. He was mentoring one of the
let me say that before you
yeah,
go there.
Sorry.
Every other Saturday, she go to her school, and they have a grant that they did to tutor kids.
They don't take advantage.
You know what the Indian kids doing? They in there excelling. They going through the 8. Like I'm taking advanced courses.
And the Asian.
I'm in the Asian. I'm taking college courses now that I'm in high school, so I can get all those preliminaries out the way.
Yeah.
You know what the black kids doing? Tick tock, tick 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 tock. Hey, tick, tick, tick. Hey, look at me.
Man, you was there only one day.
I mean, you got a privilege that somebody's giving you, that in a tutor, if you go to one of these places like Einstein or whatever it is outside, where you paying $30 an hour to have somebody tutor you on something. They
It
doing
is
it for
free.
free.
Yeah.
And still ain't taking advantage of it, because you got to be in the struggle.
But listen to that. Listen to this. So he was mentored by the time one of the Marvick team basketball game. What is the team? Mavericks. How you say?
Just say basketball, baby.
No, but I want to learn
the Mavericks.
The Mavericks.
You keep saying
whatever.
That's what I said. Just
he was mentored that one of the player like about 7 years ago. He go to New York to sign the contract, read all the policies with him, all the things. And he got an offer for millions to play. It was a black young guy. When they was back to the state, to here from New York, They was in the plane and the guy was like, I can do it. He was like, what do you mean? They offer you $25 million just for a start. No, I can do it. What is that? What happened? What changed in your mind? They told me I need to quit drinking alcohol and I need to quit smoke weed. He threw in the trash right there $25 million.
Yeah, weed important, baby. He probably got that good ganja.
He was like, what are you talking about, brother? We're talking about $1 million. Like, I'm old. My coworker was like, I'm old. I'm top out. Like, I'm living extra years in life. And he said that was the second chance he given to this basketball player.
Right.
He cannot stay away from weed, from throw party, drinking, and all this.
Because
crazy
that's how they
things.
raise. See, that's that raising mentality, how they raise. And I'm gonna show you these two things because this will show you how the different people are raised. They raise entirely different. Let's see what this lady talking about. Go ahead, young lady. Tell them about
I think in the Black communities, the only problem that we have is we are taught to make your bed, make the stoop shine. White families teach their kids to run companies, to become a dreamer, go travel the world. And that's the difference. That's why Black people don't know what success is. And we don't understand it. When we get it, we feel we need to be apologetic about it because we were brought up to think you need to know how to make your bed, make tea, how to wash the dishes, instead of understanding how to become what you need to be.
That gentleman didn't understand what he needed to become.
No.
He was going to lose his street credibility. That's all it was. You know, you got to smoke that weed, man. How can you take that weed away from me? You know how much $25 million worth of weed would have got him? Dude, I mean, brother, you could have had a lot of weed. You could have had a lot of weed.
That is the craziest story I ever listened to.
But this is how far behind we are. Have your kids grow up with privilege. This chick gonna tell you. She is a woman. I've seen some of hers. She grew up with privilege.
We start applying for pre-K programs at preschools and kindergartens that go through 8th grade at the age of 3. Part of these are play-based assessments. Some of them have an academic component. Privileged kids aren't just applying, they're preparing because they know by getting into that school is a feeder into high school, which is a feeder into college, which is a feeder into careers.
Exactly.
Getting into that school sets your kid up through 8th grade. I don't care if it's public or private. The public schools you want to send your kid to, this is the gatekeeping moment. Or you can move into a neighborhood that's really expensive if you can afford it, or I guess you could rent in that neighborhood, and if you can afford that rent, to go to a really good public school in a neighborhood that's expensive. But as you can see, all of that requires planning. You're buying crayons while privileged kids are being assessed. Let's take Chicago Lab for an example. You apply when you're 3, you go when you're 4. You don't get to apply again until you're in 6th grade. Imagine how many kids are locked out. For the selective enrollment programs, the natural entry point is kindergarten, sometimes pre-K. It gets harder and harder to get in. I've seen the prepping for this test. We're going through it right now. It's fundamentals of math with numbers. It's fundamentals of reading with letters and words. For gifted programs, it's fundamentals of dynamic thinking with things like puzzles. Learn more.
You starting to think about college in 11th and 12th grade. They thinking about college in kindergarten. I mean, you done, man. You can't compete with that. They thinking about college in kindergarten. They already set them up. Like she said, there are feeder schools that's getting you from one to the other, to the other, to the other. And what she said was no joke. You know, because I'm gonna ask you this.
But
we live in the Frisco school district is a good school district, right?
One of the best.
All right.
The best one.
So a lot of the Indian folks maybe couldn't afford a house. Houses around 600,000.
Mm-hmm.
They was renting them apartments. They was all. How many Indian people in the apartments?
Oh man, when we was living in the apartment, it was the whole complex.
Whole complex. You know why? Because they figured we gonna live. We can't get the house, but we gonna live where that school district is at.
Pero it's go back to cultural thing, like education and baby, this thing made me fail.
Oh, you all right? I'm sorry. Get over there. My bad. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. It's about culture. Like Google on what country have the most level education. Nigerians are the ones that have the most higher level education. They a third world country. They very poor. But what happened? They don't play with education. Like their kids are, and kids don't born as smart. You made your kids smart. Like by like our daughter, all the toys our daughter have, like are Montessori
but
and
here's the
learning
thing,
toys.
y'all could be smart. You on TikTok learning the new dance, where somebody else is making money off TikTok.
But that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like it's the mentality, you know, and it's like if you grow in the hood and you part of the hood and you know the hood life is hard, you don't want to get out. You don't want to learn a skill that you just
some people don't want to get out. Or if they get out, you got a whole bunch of dudes who like rappers. What's the first thing they do? They drive their car right through the hood. Now, if you grew up in the hood, you was robbing people who drove those cars. You think because you got out of the hood and you drive back in, they're not gonna rob you? Whether they setting you up.
But this the mentality about impress. It's like they grow an economic way, but they don't grow mentally. They stay small. They can have a lot of money in their bank account, but what is their mentality, their behavior, their manner?
Still this struggle. I gotta do that.
You know, it's like they gotta prove their self. I'm still ghetto. I'm still tigre, and I'm still from the hood, even I'm rich. You know, and those things, I guess.
But blacks are the only people who feel like that. White people don't be like, man, you know what? I gotta go back to that trailer park. Man, that trailer park did so much. Let me go back to the trailer park. Nope, doing that. This just don't happen. They not doing it. But we feel we always got to go back. So to conclude this, privilege. Yeah, I'm raising my kid with privilege. As much privilege as I can. To give them the best opportunity.
I'm agree with you. Cheers for that. Yeah, in that sense, we're on the same page.
If you raising your kid to struggle, if you raising them with that mentality that go to work, do this, you know what they're going to be? They're going to be the best workers out there. They're not going to think that I can own something. They're going to always think, man, I can work for somebody and I'm going to be a good worker, because they learn how to work, but not how to think, not how to think out the box, not thinking that they're worthy. And
how to be successful.
Yeah.
No?
And the thing was, when they used to chant that, that's all right, that's okay, you're going to work for us someday. It was a mentality that everybody else is a worker and I'm a boss. I mean, that's how it was. Yeah, you can beat me in this, but I'm a boss. I'm gonna own the team. Boss? Yeah, I'm gonna own the team, and you're gonna play for the team. I'm the boss. They had this bossman. I mean, it was an arrogance that they had, and you can call it privilege. They walked around that I already own it. And I remember I was watching one channel where the guy said he would take his child like to the doctor's office and things like that. And he wanted to let his child know, I don't care if they're a doctor. They working for me. I am paying them for this service. And I'm not just going to take what they say as gospel. And that's how it is. They treated everybody like, you work for me. I'm paying you for my service. And because I'm paying you for that. And we go through it. I just had this conversation with my cousin. My cousin is a person that doesn't work at a grocery store, is an HR person for the grocery store. I was going to get me some brisket. You know, I like that brisket, babe. That brisket tastes good. That brisket tastes good. It's moist. I put that mug in the smoker. But I went to Kroger, and what it says is, what you keep doing? What you keep doing? Goodness gracious. What live stream no more. Yeah, dang, you keep falling back. You drunk or something?
No, it's the chair pulls me outside your little carpet, glass carpet that you have in here.
So I went there and I was like, I got to make that and get me another brisket. Matter of fact, they closed. I got to get it before they close. So we're gonna be ending this live stream. The brisket's on
Yeah.
sale for $3.49 a pound. Usually it's like $7 a pound. I got to get that brisket. That's how I stay rich too, baby. I get rich because I ain't paying $7 a pound for no 20-pound brisket. I'm gonna pay $3.49. Side note. But I went to the butcher and I'm like, hey, I need this trim. You know, trim this up for me. He's like, oh, that's extra. Extra? No, it ain't extra. I just was here 3 weeks. Yeah, I just here 3 weeks ago. I got it trimmed up. Oh, well, you know, we can do it. And there was a part of me. I went into two parts. I went into my subservient part that I grew up, you know, basically he doing me a favor. Well, sir, you know, you can do this. And then I think he's
That's unusual on you.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to be nice. And then he seen me because I had my daughter with me and I was trying to be a little kosher. And then he seen the express. I think I was talking myself. And in the middle of saying it, I was like, what the fuck am I saying? He seen my expression change. Like, hold up, man. Y'all supposed to do this. If I was to get the fish and put it in the bag, there ain't no extra charge for it. This is what it is. You know what? Matter of fact, don't do it. Just let me see the manager. So I got this. You know, I take care of it. It's just this. I said, I know the price don't change if the weight changes, you taking off the fat. I just need a trim. That's the service y'all supposed to provide. HEB do it. You need me to talk to somebody? Took it back. And that is the difference between how white folks act and how black folks. White folks feel that
always apologize.
Black. You know, that they doing us a favor.
Yep.
You know, to white folks look like, nah, this is what you supposed to do. It's supposed to be like that. I'm expecting service. Now, my brother like that, man. It's hard to go out there and eat sometimes. I'm telling you. He will complain.
He will get the food.
Man, he will complain. Because his thing is, man, my money is just as good as anybody else's money. And I'm going to get the service I got. He got some money. But that's how it is. It's this expectation of excellence.
Yeah.
Every single time. I want this. It's expected. And people do that. There was I think we showed on one of our lives a gentleman who went to India. Oh no, when I went out to California to my nephew's wedding, and I was talking to the father-in-law, and he spent maybe a year in India. He said he was going to catch a train, and so he went to say line 1, and he said, "Hey, I need to catch this train." He was saying in a polite way, "I need to catch this train to Mumbai or something, and you know, how do I get there?" And they're like, "Oh, you got to go to line 8." And he goes to line 8 and he says, you know, I need to get this train. You know, I was hoping I could catch this train.
You need to go back to one?
Yeah, it's like, we need to go to line 20. So he went to line 20. He said, like, the same thing. Like, you know, sir, how can I get to this train and go there? He said they sent him back to line 8. He said, I just came from line 8. Now, this is when he didn't do it because he wanted. Now he's frustrated. He's pissed off. Because he done been to 3 different lines, told to go to 3 different places. And we got to line 8. He said, man, I was just here, damn it. And you told me to go somewhere else. I ain't got time for this. I need to go here. And the guy's like, oh, yeah, sir, how can I help you? And what he realized is over in India, they have a caste system. The lower you are on the caste system, the nicer you are. You ask for it because you don't expect it. Sir, can you please help me? The people at the highest part of the caste system, they demand it. I ain't going nowhere. Give me my ticket now so I can go. And it's like, oh, yeah, whatever you want. And he said, it's crazy that's how that mentality is. It's an expectation that I deserve this and this is how I'm going to get it.
But even Indian, if you think about Indian population, how they are, that's the way they are. They're really humble. They're really like
no, they humble.
Yes.
No,
okay.
No, they're not.
No, you don't think the one that I interact in, yes.
How many times we walk on the sidewalk and they like, shit, I ain't moving, bitch.
No, but that
look, we walk on the side. Look, Indian people like to walk, and I have this is not stereotyping. I'm not saying anything about the culture. I'm just saying the culture of my observations. Nothing prejudiced about that. But I could observe it. When we would go to these walks, and they usually walk in the morning or in the evening, they don't share the sidewalk. They don't. They like, yeah, I mean, it's almost like I don't want to do it when a woman is there. Yeah. I'm like, man, I ain't trying to knock this woman off the sidewalk, but damn, you got to share the sidewalk. We both can walk on it. You ain't gonna walk in the middle on my side.
They don't move.
But they like, I mean, they look at it, they look at it like I own it. And usually what happens is the people that come over are the people who have a little more money. So they have that mentality that you got to move. And I used to move. I'm like, I used to move. And I'm like, hold up, man. And what?
And I
first, because I was moving for the women. Because I was like, man. And then you see the dudes moving. I'm like, bitch, I'm not. See, I didn't want to bring out the black in me. But they and then when you don't move and they see you the next day, they understand. See, when you move the first time, they think, oh, that shit.
I got it.
When you start not to moving, they move out the way.
Yeah.
Because then they see, then it's a respect that they have. And we don't teach we teach our kids to be employees. We teach our kids to be subservient. We teach them to not think outside the box and have an expectation of that. We think, I'm gonna tell you, when I first got my job, and I'm gonna let you close this out, babe. When I first got my job,
you can close that.
I think I went from I think like 60,000 when I first got hired on the IT. I was maybe about 88,000. I'm like, oh man, I'm doing good. You know, I got my first raise. I'm at 100K. I'm like, yeah, I'm in my day. I'm making 100K. There was some white dudes who came out of college, and that was their expectation.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh, I'm in it. That was like, oh man, I'm supposed to make this much money. Why aren't I making this much money? And what's the problem? I thought I reached my ceiling. They met the floor. We was making the same. This is like we at the floor. I'm at the ceiling. I'm thinking, man, I made it. And they thinking, man, that's it. And I said, that's the mentality. That is the mentality. There's an expectation of more. And they get more because they expect more.
Yep.
And they ask for more. Privilege, baby. Privilege ain't ruining your kid. If you're not giving your kid privilege, you ruining your kid. Go ahead, baby. Then I'll close it out.
No, I mean, I will give my girl all the privileges she deserves. I thought we was in the wrong place about spoiled. You know, I don't wanna growing up a no humble girl or a weak little girl that she think she deserves everything. And because what happened is, in my mentality is, if I don't teach her to be strong and have all the skills that she needs for outside the world, outside our doors, the world will teach her. It makes sense.
No, it won't.
So that was my
the world will not
mentality.
teach you to be humble. I'm gonna tell you
Not
why.
be humble, but being, teach her in the
You
wrong
won't even
way.
teach her. Think about this. You just showed me you had a friend that's over in Turks and Caicos with Drake. I mean, I don't know. Don't nobody young people watch. No, I'm just saying. There's an expectation. She's like, shoot, this is what I deserve. And I know women. I went to high school with a girl, and she was just average looking, but she thought she was fine. And all of a sudden, you'd be like, a week later, you'd be like, yeah, she kind of fine. She really wasn't fine, but she said, yeah, she had this mentality. She was fine. She wasn't humble.
Yeah.
She like this.
But you know what happened also is like, I'm a good looking woman, right? I'm attractive. Yeah, I am. Yes, I am. So a lot of times.
See, they ain't humble. You saying you look good.
No. But a lot of time I get the feedback that you get that because you're pretty.
And
you get that because you got a nice smile. You get that because you're talking this way, because you got the body, but most part of the time was like the jealousy about my knowledge. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm smart too.
But see, now you feel you got to prove yourself. You letting somebody else say that you're not good enough.
I don't feel.
I don't care how I got there.
But I don't feel I gotta prove myself. But that was always the pushing back. Like the pucking
and see, here go the thing. That's what they do to the brothers. You ain't good. You ain't been in the hood. You ain't been through here. You ain't been. And so it's that mentality to say you're not good enough and you didn't get here by your own credentials. And so that's why they go back.
It was always because it was like, even when I got my job in the government, it was a good position. It was because, like, my dad passed when I got that job.
I don't hear the thing. Let me
My dad already passed 7 years.
Let me ask you.
Yeah.
If Elon Musk's kids got their job in his company because they Elon Musk kids, you think they're gonna be like, you only got it because your daddy here? He'd be like, and yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm here because my daddy here.
No. And those and I don't care about those things. I don't care about those things because I know who I am and I know my skills. But also it's like all the time, like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like what you need to bring that to the conversation or bring that to the scenario when it's not even needed,
don't matter.
You know?
See that privilege?
Like
you
when
let that privilege run
yeah,
over.
but when I got the job, like in the government in my country, was like, oh, it was because her dad was politician.
And you got the job.
But he already passed.
But see,
7 years.
you already trying to make an excuse. Like I got the job because I'm good. Other people don't do that. They like, I got the job. It don't
because
matter
it's
how
my
I got
credit.
The job. And they don't care about credit.
Yeah.
They don't care about
me.
They don't care about the
But
credibility.
to me and my own morals,
Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, that's that poor mentality. That you got to prove.
Maybe
that you got to prove something to somebody who ain't even on your level.
I don't prove, but
yes,
now
it is. It's somebody who was below you who like, oh, she got this position only because of that, and I'm in the position. And
no, and I know my power, but I don't like to use it until it's really needed.
I use that power, baby.
But
I'm like Superman.
But
you know,
this power, we two different.
The two powers made for good.
But
that's how it should be.
No,
See, but that's how you get left behind because you want to humble yourself. You don't humble yourself. And I don't care how I got here. Shit. I'm gonna ask you this question. If you went somewhere and the people was like, you know, if they like this, you went to DR and you in the what's the richest place in DR? Like the rich with all the wealthy people.
Gurago, I don't know.
All right, let's say Gurago. And you win the lottery.
Yeah.
And they say, you only here because you won the lottery. I'm be like, and bitch, and I'm here. It don't matter how I got here. Yeah, you keep working hard. I played that lottery ticket and
yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. You worried about what somebody say? I'm not worried about it. We're gonna eat the same place. It don't matter how I got it.
Yeah, I'm agree with you about that, but it's always you don't understand. It's like you listen those little.
I don't listen to them. See, that's what it is. The problem is you listen. They trapping you. They making you feel inferior.
No, I'm inferior.
So if I went there and they be like, oh, you want, you know, hey, Felix only got here because he won a lottery. Yes, bitch, I'm rich. And what?
And
you make me feel bad?
And even when you move here, it's like about, yeah, you just here and you got a just citizenship, or you got your, at the time I got a green card because you marry him. Because if you don't marry a green card, yeah.
Well, that was privilege. You know what I mean? It was special to marry me. I ain't gonna lie about that. You know.
No, you was the lucky one.
Yeah, I was the
stop
lucky
that. One. Yeah, you was the lucky one.
But
you're lucky that I put my eyes on you and look at you. You know. So, yeah.
But I think we hit this topic. I think we did good. We love to get some feedback from you. Let us know in the comments what you think about it. If you hit it on replay, make sure you hit the like button. Yeah. Even if you don't watch the whole video, if you just watch the first 5 seconds, hit the like button. I should have said that at the beginning. Hit
privilege,
the like button,
somebody say that privilege will ruin a child. Good evening, fearless. Okay.
That was a minute ago when we first started. So,
yeah. But she was working hard at cheating.
Yeah, the girl was working hard at cheating. That's when they said the girl was cheating. She was working hard at it.
Okay.
I ain't mad at it.
But yeah, you're from Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You late on them though. That's all right. Hey, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the
both channels.
Put a comment in there. Are we wrong? Are we right? Are we raising our child to be a bad girl? Are we raising her
the only thing? Okay, let me tell you. The only
they don't go
thing,
into no other subject. I can't.
No. The only thing I'm really going to teach my girl is taekwondo and boxing. I want to be able, when they come in with her, like, oh, you blah blah blah.
You don't have to do that. She's gonna be cute. See, that's the thing. You think, oh, I got to teach her how to fight. Because if you cute, what you do is this. That girl beat me up, and she said to some other dude, and then the dude just fight for her. She ain't gotta fight. She just used pretty privilege.
No, but now they waiting in the bathroom and all these things.
All right. You get one of them fat, ugly girls who ain't got no friends, and she'll be her friend.
I know.
And them fat ugly girls.
I know. I need to be ready just in case she needs to defend herself, and she know how to get a good punch. You know what I mean? I'm not incentivating to violence, but I need to be made sure and she be able to protect herself. Sorry.
All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. We had about an hour. Don't want to keep you on. We like to get in, out. Make sure we get up before the little one. Oh, look like she waking up before she wakes up. Good night. Stay strong. Stay fearless. Because if you're not fearless, you're just going to be forgotten, baby. Until next Tuesday.
Until next Tuesday.
Salud.
Salud, papi.
Mwah.
I love you.